Hi guys, just gonna give it a couple minutes for everybody to tune in. This is Kronos. Say hi, Kronos. Hello. Okay, just gonna give you guys a couple minutes so we can start talking about, holiday grooms. We can start talking about how to maintain your baby in between the grooms, accessories, and all the cool stuff. Just gonna wait some people to join in, so we got company. My name is Gabriel. My name is Gabriel Feitosa. I am an Andis Grooming educator, and we're here to talk about maintaining your baby at home. Let me know if everybody can hear me well, if the audio is working, if you guys can see me well. Hello, hello. Hi. How are you? How are you? How's everyone doing? I would love to chat. Hi, Nicole. Chat with everybody, answer lots of questions, talk about dogs and grooming. This is Kronos. Say hi, Kronos. Hello. Hi, guys. All right. Hello, hello. From Iowa, hello. All right. All right. Kronos is excited. He looks thrilled. All right, Kronos. Here, there we go. There we go. Okay, so let's start. I think Southern California, you're right by me. I'm in San Diego. Come say hi someday. All right, so, from Quebec. Okay, so let's talk about, first and foremost, the most important part is that most people, when they go to the grooming, they go because their dog needs it, especially in summer, especially on the holidays. They look at their dog, they're like, oh my God, my family is coming. I need to get him groomed. I need him to look good. I need him to smell nice. And then after the appointment, that they know the dogs are going to be well for 5-6 weeks, and then they kind of forget that the hair is going to grow back, that the mats are going to come back, and everything is going to happen again. So let's first start talking about the importance of booking the appointment ahead of time, okay? Because us groomers, we got a lot to do, okay? Grooming these babies is not easy. We do their pedicure, we do their feet, we do their ears, we do the whole body. It takes a long time, and our schedule is pretty limited. We can't do that many dogs a day. So, vital, okay? Once you finish your appointment with your groomer, please think about when the dog's hair is gonna go back, because it will grow back. So, okay, I took my dog to the groomer, got him done. When I go pick him up, let me look at my schedule and see when I can book the next appointment, because that not only gonna make your life easier and your groomer's life easier, but also gonna make your dog's life easier, okay? Because it's gonna happen that when your dog needs to get an appointment, which is 4 weeks, 6 weeks from the day that you left, you're not gonna be able to get the appointment. And then your dog is gonna have to wait 3-4 more weeks to get in. So that it already extends the period that the grooming should be done in 6 weeks to 8, 10, 12 weeks. And that's a long time for a dog not to be groomed, okay? There are things that you can do in between. So let me know if you have any questions, okay? I can read some of it. So there are things that we can do in between to keep your dog well, and in case you can't get an appointment right away. But should be, part of, if you have a dog, it needs to be part of their schedule, because, it's part of their health. So you need to make sure their skin is taken care of. You need to make sure the hair is taken care of. Dogs that are like super bad. Isn't he cute? Look at him. So you need to make sure everything is well, because mats can cause skin problems. If the dog gets wet and that hair underneath, it's itchy, it's not comfortable. So please, after you're done with the haircut, just look in your schedule and book the next appointment. Okay? Right, baby? Yeah. I would also strongly recommend if you have like a hairy dog, if it's a poodle, a Yorkie, Lhasa, Shih Tzu, to also book baths in between. Okay, so let's suppose you're gonna do haircut every 6 weeks. Why not make it a bath in between, like a professional bath? Because a lot of times when we do the bath at home, even if I try to do it at home without the resources, it's harder to really get into the skin and brush the dog through it. Okay, so it's very good for you to see a professional in between as well, so they can check their nails, they can check their ears, and all of that is part of their health and their maintenance. Okay, all right. Now let's talk about what we can do to maintain them at home. First and foremost, if you have a dog that is hairy, we need to do, okay, that's like people like you. Yeah, they think you're very cute. First and foremost, we need to keep them brushed, okay? That is something that, if you don't want your dog shaved, if you don't want, like, you know, them to shave down to the skin, or if you don't want your dog to get matted, because mats are uncomfortable to remove, just make sure the dog is brushed. It's just like our hair. Think about if we're like running around and rubbing our head on the floor and on the mud all day. It's gonna get matted, and it's not gonna be a healthy hair. So if you wanna take good care of your baby, make sure he's brushed, okay? First step, make sure you have a dematting spray, okay? You can buy it online. There's several brands that you can get a good dematting spray, which is just a light conditioning without build-up properties that you can apply on the coat, and you can brush the hair with it so you don't brush the hair dry, okay? Because if there's a mat and you're gonna put the brush on it and it has that noise, you know? It's like the hair is breaking, it's almost screaming. So it's good for you, and for your dog especially, to always have a good dematting spray. Even if you don't have anything, use water, okay? This is one of the Andis liquor brushes, and they have, you know, those pins. They do not hurt, okay? It's very vital that you have one of these if you have a dog with long hair, all right? Okay, so first step, when you start brushing them, sit down, baby. If you just brush the top hair like this, you're not gonna really get, you know, the mats underneath. You're not gonna really know that your dog is fully brushed. You need to open up the coat, and you need to, what we call line brushing, all right? So look, you open up the hair, and then you spray it, and then you're gonna do a line. Look at that. See how I separate a line? All right. And after the hair is brushed and I can see the skin, all right, I'm gonna get a metal comb. This is also one of the Andis metal combs. And then you need to make sure the comb goes through it, okay? If the comb doesn't go through it, it means it's not well brushed yet, okay? So you need to put the comb right on the line that you stopped, and you need to be able to slide it all the way to the tip. If you're brushing at home, or if you take it to the groomers and you don't understand sometimes, when you get like, I brush my dog every day, and then you get to the stylist and he says, well, it's still matted, look at this. Look, the comb is not going through. That's why. So, starting from the front paws, grab the paw. He hates brushing his paw, by the way. So if you guys want to know how challenging it is brushing a dog, he doesn't like brushing his paw. I'm sure a lot of people here can relate. So see, always get a little bit of conditioning. And then, see, I hold the hair, and then I brush one section. There we go. Yeah, the comb, it's vital, okay? You always need to have a metal comb. Like our hair, usually our combs are carbon or plastic or wood. It's not effective for dogs. You need to have a metal one, okay? Okay, see? So then I brush the paw, then I get the comb through, all right? Then let's do it again. Oh, Kronos, you wait, baby. Also, which is a good exercise that's gonna make, you know, your dog's life easier. Because think about, this is part of their life. So they're gonna have to deal with this all the way till they grow old. So it's always good to assimilate the process of grooming them at home with something positive. So they don't think that every time this is a treat. So they don't think that every time they're gonna be touched or groomed or handled. This is a dematting spray. I love the brand Hydrate that you can find it online, but you can find really any dematting spray. Just buy it, and it's a light conditioning that you can put it on the hair, and you don't have to rinse it off. It's just good for not brush the hair dry. Okay, that's important for whoever is joining in right now. So back to the treats. It's very good to give positive reinforcement for the dog while he's being groomed, and your groomer is going to appreciate it too, because when the dog gets on the table of the grooming shop and we have to handle them for a few hours, they're not going to think that it's the most terrible thing. I would also strongly recommend you bringing your own dog treats to the groomer. Okay, the groomers are not. We usually don't give the dog treats of our own because we don't know what kind of allergies the dogs can have. So if your dog is allergic to chicken, if your dog is allergic to wheat. So bring the treats that your dog loves or things that your dog loves for the grooming, and that would make the whole process much easier, because then we can use a positive reinforcement while we're doing it, There we go. Right, Kronos? Right, baby. Yeah. That's another thing that I also think is important, is to always talk to them, make sure they're okay. Because a lot of the dogs, if they have one bad experience when they're young, or if you don't have good handling when they're young, if you don't give them positive reinforcement, they get anxiety when they're about to get on the table. Like, how many people have a dog that when you put it on the tub, before you even turn on the water, they're already like scrambling, trying to get out of the tub? That is because the anxiety of anticipation. All right, so if you put them on the tub one time, give them a little treat, then get them a little wet, a little treat, that's going to create a positive memory for them, so when they're not scared about it. Yes, always bring your own treats to the groomers, because then they can give it to your dog while they're doing it. And also don't think that it's very important. I have the belief that if you don't move, okay, you should keep with the same dog groomer for your life, okay, because it is a relationship. I like to believe the dogs have an energy that we connect with, just like a friendship. And they get to know you, and they get to be comfortable with you, especially if you do this. You bring the treats, the groomers give the treats to the dog, and they're like, oh my God, this guy is so nice. You know what I mean? So it's nice for the dog to walk in happy. Because when the dog comes to the grooming, there's a lot of things that are involved in the whole process. There's the fact that you're leaving, and they know you're gonna leave. When you're getting ready to leave your house in the morning, and you're getting, dressing up, getting ready, and the dog starts pacing, and they already starts building that anxiety because you're gonna leave. So when you arrive to the grooming, it's the same thing. The dog knows that moment you're gonna leave, and then they're gonna have to be handled by somebody that he doesn't know for a few hours. So build a relationship with your groomer and book ahead of time, so you can always get that groomer. You can always get the time that you want. Now is October, okay? Think about your groomers they already have a busy schedule. They're gonna be closed from the Thursday of Thanksgiving to Monday of Thanksgiving. Some, like I close to Tuesday of Thanksgiving. Think about that. They're not gonna have those 3 extra days. Plus, everybody and their mom wants to book their appointment right before Thanksgiving because they want their dog clean at Thanksgiving. Same thing with Christmas. So if you like your dog to have an appointment the time you want, we're already booking up for Thanksgiving right now. We're already booking up for Christmas right now. So if you don't have that consistent scheduling with your groomer, you should book now, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get an appointment, and it's going to be very frustrating, and you're going to have to take him to sometimes maybe the cheapest place to have the appointment, not the place that you wanted, and maybe you're not going to be happy with the results. So try to think ahead, because yes, there's a lot of preparations to the Thanksgiving and family and all, but we also need to make sure their dogs are taken care of, okay? So book your appointment ahead of time, book it now for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just get in the habit to just book ahead, okay? Go out in the shop, pick up your dog, paid for it, can I book the next appointment from 6 weeks from now? It's the best thing you can do, okay? The appointment is gonna be safe, and also, please, if you can't go for some reason, like, I don't know, something happened, plans change, just call the groomer ahead of time, because we do have a schedule that goes, like a long way to, I have months of scheduling. So if you cancel, let's suppose if your plans change for Thanksgiving, you're gonna travel to another state, just call your groomer and let him know, because there's gonna be another person that wants that appointment, all right? That's also vital. It's so good, like, I feel like so appreciated when people call me at a time and say, hey Gabe, we have that appointment on the 25th and I can't go. And it's so good because then there's so many other people that want to come and they also feel appreciated, it goes like a good energy all around. All right, so let me just keep pushing this baby real quick so we can move on to the next step. So remember, always brush them at home and make sure that you brush it all the way to the skin. Is there more questions? I read that somebody said that the dogs try to bite the clippers. You know what is a great exercise that you can do it at home with the positive reinforcement? Grab an electric toothbrush. It can be an old one that you don't use anymore. Turn the electric toothbrush on and start massaging your dog's body. Because then, a lot of the times what they are afraid of is the vibration of the clipper, the noise and the vibration. The electric toothbrush is something that is soft, that you can massage, your dog, and he can get used to that vibration and is with you, which is the person that he's comfortable with. And then massaging the dog with the toothbrush, then he's okay, give him a little treat. And then let's go to the paws. Hold the paws a little. Some dogs are so scared of touching their nails or their feet that once you hold their paw, they're trying to pull the paw. So just hold it for a little bit, massage it for a little bit, grab the electric toothbrush, massage the electric toothbrush for a little bit. Just give me one second. Let me just close this door. 1 second. Somebody's calling, trying to book an appointment. So just massage them with the toothbrush because they get used to it. They get used to the vibration. They get used to being handled on the paws. Another thing, a lot of times people like to play with like grabbing the dog's paws and the dog is like trying to hide the paws. That creates a habit that they don't want their paws touched. They think it's a game. So when we do need to shave the paws or we do need to trim the nails, they are gonna hide the paws, okay? So let's make paw touching a comfortable and calm energy, right? So when they're calm, just hold their paws. Hey, how are you? How's it going? So every time, positive reinforcement, touching it, massaging it, electric toothbrush, get them used to vibrations. Do you know what I also do a lot, especially when I have puppies? Sometimes they don't know what a clipper is. Okay, they don't know what that vibration and that noise is gonna do to them. So I turn it on and I touch their body like this. Okay, just so they can get used to it. And their first reaction is like, freak out about it. But on the time, they're gonna see that it's no big deal. All right. Same, especially when it's close to the head, because think about grab the clipper and put it right close to your ear. The noise gets really loud, and the dogs have a more sensitive hearing than we do. So getting them used to this at home is very good. And the electric toothbrush is the first step. So please, guys, if you have got a new puppy, since they're very, very young, the electric toothbrushing, the vibration, the noise, look, so they get comfortable to it, okay? All right, so moving on. Also, this is the Andis happy hour, and if you're thinking about having a clipper to use it at home, this is my favorite, even for professional use. The reason why is that all the weight of the electric parts are on the base. So the clipper is very light, and it still has the professional blades, and it's very handy if you're trying to have a clipper to use at home. The Andis happy hour is to go, and it's also very cute because look, there's a little Westie and confetti. Who doesn't like confetti, right? All right, so let's do now the nails. So with the nails, there's 2 ways to go, okay? Oh my God, let me just organize this mess over here. Oh, I didn't brush his face. Oh, baby. You get the spray. Does anybody have any questions about this? Is everybody following? Remember, take some treats to the groomers. Your dogs are gonna appreciate it. They don't know if your dogs have allergies or not, so we can't just give random treats to your dog. We need to make sure it comes from you, because if there's anything in their stomach, it was your treat. Okay? All right. So let me brush your face. Oh, that's another thing that is important, because most people forget to brush their dog's faces, okay? Especially after they eat, especially after they drink water, all that dirt, it's very good to brush, because that will become over time a rock or a mat that is going to be much harder to get rid of. So it's also very good to get them used to brush their faces. And if that's the case, you can also use electric toothbrush to massage it so they can get used to handling, okay? That's very important. Think that the grooming appointment is just 1 day, but what else you're doing at home to get them used to it, you know? That way, most people ask me how, my dogs are so calm. Because look at this, he's almost falling asleep. Because it's a constant process, it's not just the day that he goes to the shop. It's everything we do at home, is how we handle him, how he got used to it since he was a puppy. Okay, now the nails. We got 2 ways to do it, okay? We got nail clippers and we got nail grinder. Okay, this is a good one to have it at home. It's very easy to, yes, I can tell you guys about the brush I'm using. This one is very easy because it has a protection, so it's very easy to do their nails with that. Okay, and it's also like not as strong as the one that we use in the shop, so it's very gentle. Okay, so this brush, it's a Andis slicker brush from the green line. It's very good. See, they have to have those pins, and I strongly recommend you getting a brush that does not have those little balls on the tip of the pins, okay? Because it kind of looks like it's gonna be softer, but in my experience, the little balls helps pull some hair, so I'd rather have a regular slicker, okay? Also, when you brush, it's completely normal for you to get some fuzz out, okay? This is completely normal, so don't be scared in case you're doing that. All right, so the nails. The dog's nails have a blood vessel inside, and then right outside the blood vessel there's a little nerve. No dogs enjoy the process of the nails. Let's see, he's already like, wait, what's happening? No dogs are gonna enjoy the process of the nails, but again, with the positive reinforcement, we can make them as comfortable as possible and reduce that anxiety that they feel when they're about to get their nails or their paws touched. So remember, have a treat. Look at that. Okay, wait, just a second, okay? Grab there. This is the Andis. You can find this on, I believe, in Petco, PetSmart, or online. We're gonna turn it on, and then I think I lost the track. We were talking about the blood vessel. So it's important for you when you're doing it. Look at that. Then you did it a little bit. See how he's calm? Say, good boy, Cronos, good boy. Look at that, you were so good. A lot of times this exercise, more than doing the nails itself, is what your dog's gonna benefit the most, because they're gonna know like, oh, my paw's being touched and my nails being touched, I got treats. So that's a good thing, right? So always look at the nails, and then you see if you can go a little further. Look at it again, see if you can go a little further, so you don't happen to cut the quick, Yeah, so all of the tools that I'm using are available at andis.com. Exactly. And I believe there's also read the description of the live, there is also a coupon. Yep. See? Oh, and this is amazing. Dog Into Post is amazing. They're helping me out. They're like such a good support, helping me let everybody know where to get stuff. Okay, so let's keep doing it. Oh, what a good baby. Okay, did it a little, look, a little more. What you also notice sometimes is that most dogs, when it's getting closer to the softer spot of the nail, if you do it over and over, you're gonna start noticing that the middle part of the nail is a little softer. And that's why you need to like pay more attention to see how far you can go with the Dremel. All right, so also very important to do the Dewclaws, okay? Because these guys, different than the front nails that they scratch naturally. This tree doesn't know yours. I'm sleeping on it. Different than the front nails, they don't scratch naturally on the floor. So the Dewclaws are gonna grow really long. So then, if you don't pay attention to it, it can grow to a point that is growing inside of the dog's paws. And I've seen this several times. So keep on hairing your dog's nails and also keep your appointments booked so that won't happen, okay? But in case you need to do it at home and you have a hairy dog, just make sure you separate the hair really well so you're not pulling the hair of the dog with the grinder. All right. If you guys need to use a clipper, okay? Some dogs are terrified of the vibration, you know? It's something that you can get them used to it. And I always rather use if I can help it, the grinder instead of the clipper because it's a less invasive process. So if I use the grinder, I can do a little and then do a little more and then do a little more to see how far I can go so the nails don't bleed. However, the clipper, you need to do it at once. So if you're doing it at home, always do just the very tips of the nails, especially the Dewclaws, and I would keep them, you know, the bigger part of the process of cutting the nails to a professional because they will know how to handle and how far they can go. So if you're doing it at home, just do the very tip. His nails are not too long because, you know, I keep up with it. But just cut the very, very tip, okay? So if the nails are really pointy and really long, just cut the very edge just so they don't scratch you, but take them to the shop and to a groomer and get them done properly. So I would strongly recommend for you to buy one of these grinders to have it at home. So you can just maintain it. You know, every week if you want, you can just Dremel a little. And always with the positive reinforcement, they always gonna think about, oh, you know, this is a good thing. So if you're Dremeling, okay. All right, so what else? Accessories. Christmas and Thanksgiving are coming. How is the best way that you can do to take your dog to the shop and make sure he's not only beautiful, not only book ahead, not only well maintained, but you know, with the coolest accessories. I love Christmas and Thanksgiving accessories personally. So I have, look at these, how cute. It's your bandanas. You can get these guys online and you can also prepare ahead. When you're booking your appointment, you can ask the groomer, hey, do you put accessories? Some groomers offer accessories, some groomers don't. Ask them if they offer accessories. And if they do, what kind of accessory they have. Just so you don't get to the shop and you're like, well, I don't want that color or I don't want this. Just make sure that you know. So if you like, you can bring your own. You know, you can shop these for online and then they can put this in your dog properly for you. So there is like bandanas. There is like, look how cute is this one. I think it's more girly. So this one is like a little collar and it comes with matching bows. Look how cute. Look. Kronos, let's put it. He's like a boy, but I'm like, let's put this on. Look how cute. Look at that. Serving looks, Chronos. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I can't with this dog. He's too cute. Now, okay guys, in Amazon, you can literally get a box of these, okay? And they have like, all different colors, all different, and they're very easy because you can just snap the side of it. I'm like, they're very easy. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Oops. Put this away. I'll make it a mess, not make it a mess. So you can just put it around the neck. And you can just snap it right back in. Ta-da! Christmas bow. Talking about accessories. So when you put the accessory on, it's supposed to be like clothes. You know, they're supposed to be taken off at some point too. So remember, keep them brushed out. And if you put a collar on, that fabric is gonna be rubbing on the hair, okay? All the time. The dog is moving, the dog is shaking, that fabric is rubbing on the hair. That will create matting. You know, matting is mainly caused by friction. Remember, that's why I talked about using light conditioning to brush your dog out and keeping them bathed and conditioned, because if there is less conditioning, if there's no oils, there's no water in the coat, they're gonna have more static, they're gonna have more friction, and it's gonna be more matted. So fabrics would also rub in the hair. So if you like to put outfits in your dog, if you like clothing, if you like to put a cool jacket, if you like to use a cool shirt, that would also rub on the hair and mat the hair. So people that leave their dogs with the clothes all the time and they have hair, most of the times when they come to the shop, they have to be shaved because that clothing keeps rubbing on the hair and becomes like a little carpet on top of the dog. So put the clothes on, but then take it off. Make sure you brush it really well and then put it back on if you like. All right. Now, how do we put a bow? Oh yeah. Oh my God, you read my mind. I was just about to to show you guys how to put a bow. Okay, so please never put bows on the ear leather. Okay, I've seen dogs in the past that somebody put, oh look, this is a cute little bow, very festive. He would look great by the Christmas tree wearing this. I've seen people that put bows on the actual dog ear leather. Okay, never, ever, ever do that. That's gonna hurt them really bad. The ear is gonna fall off. If you cut the circulation, it's a no. So you're gonna get a little bit of hair. This haircut is tricky because how I did it, I put his ears actually start here, okay? So, but I left this hair on the top. Let's see if here's better. His ears actually start here, see right there? But I left this hair on the top to make it look like his ear starts a little like higher. But, so it's gonna be a little tricky to put a bow there, but let me show you. First, grab the rubber band with your fingers. Then, I'm gonna grab a little chunk of hair on the top. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm never gonna let go of the band and I'm never gonna let go of the hair. If you're doing it at home, you maybe wanna make your dog lay down or you wanna have somebody help you hold it, okay? So hold this and I'm gonna hold with my other finger, which the rubber band is already here. I'm gonna pull the bow and then I just spin the bow one time. So see, I never let go of the hair or the elastic. And I just do this 3 times. Boom, shabam. Oh, are you excited? He's just like, are you gonna give me more treats? Yes, I will, but you need to wait a little. So this is how you put a bow. And if you don't wanna do it on the ears, if you have a dog that have a long hair on the top of the head, that is a way to do it too. Look, he doesn't have that much hair, but we can do it. Same process. Let me put a different bow. I'm gonna put a little smaller bow. What look that I like is that I like to do it right here on the corner, so it has like a little bloop right on the side of the head. But let's do it with the top knot. Okay, with the top knot, just hold it here. Chronos, can we demonstrate, please? just a little bit of hair, and same thing, never let go of the hair, never let go of the elastic, very easy, 1, 2, 3 loops are usually enough, unless your dog has, look at him, unless your dog has a very thin coat, then you maybe do 4, but usually like 3 loops of the rubber band are enough. There's another way to do it. If you don't want to spin the bow, which I think is easier, especially for who's starting, you can do it like this. You can grab the hair, put the bow, and then you spin the rubber band. Okay, and if you want, you can even like do several loops, and then another one, several loops, and then shabam. A bow on the ear. Right, baby? Every time he looks at me, I feel like he's like, are you gonna give me more treats? I will. Just give me 1 second. Important message. What I'm doing right now, which is putting the bow and taking it off, it's not a good idea. You know why? Because every time you pull the bow out of your dog, especially if you're trying to grow the top knot long, see there's a little hair that comes with it. And if you do that every day you put a little bow and then you pull the elastic out, and then you put a bow and you pull the elastic out, that hair right here is gonna break. So then you're always gonna have that hair falling in their eyes and you don't know why. It's because you're breaking the hair putting the bow. So the ideal is put the bow, and when you're done or you want to take it off, you grab a tiny scissor, or you can even use an envelope opener and just cut the rubber band. So then you don't have to pull the elastic out. Also, if you are wearing, using bows on the dogs, you need to remove them every 2 days at least and brush out that hair really well, because otherwise, remember when we talk about the friction when you put clothes or when you put accessories and you leave it very long, it will mat. And if you mat right here, or if you mat right here to a point that is not dematable, your dog's not gonna have the same hair anymore, okay? So if you put the bow, you need to remember to brush out, which you already went through it, but let's do it again. Remember, I like conditioning spray and brush out. If you see a mat and you have the ability to hold the mat with your hands, what I like to do is to hold it and then brush it on top of my finger, because it's really good to prevent the brushing from rubbing on the dog's skin. You know, so you have the mat, just hold the mat and then brush it, brush it, brush it, brush it, brush it, brush it. If you need, spray a little more and then brush it, brush it, brush it, brush it, just so it's like completely mat free, okay? All right, now there is another thing that we can do to make them look good for the holidays, and that can be Halloween, that can be Thanksgiving, that can be Christmas, or everything that you like. So these, let's learn how to make a dog bandana. All right. So you can just go to the store and grab a cute fabric. I love this watermelons. It's not very holiday, but you know, I like it. Grab the bandana, the fabric, and just cut a square. Okay, a perfect square. I also really like to use these scissors, and the reason, I don't know the name of the scissors, but the reason for it is because if you use a regular scissor, the length is going to be coming out. If you use this one, it's not going to come out. So you can do the bandana and then you can use it for a week or so, and it's not going to be coming out. All right, so I already basically cut a square. I just need to trim this part here. Shabam! Okay, and I don't need both of them, so I just, ooh, almost like a magic trick. Then what I do is I fold them in half like this. See, it's almost a banana already. But okay, let's do it. So I don't know how to sew, so I do. This is very basic, but you guys, you know, could. Oh, see, somebody answer for me. This is called pinking shears. Thank you very much, Marilyn. Thanks. I know about dogs and nothing about fabric. Okay, so I fold it in half, and then I trim this part right here. Okay, almost there, because you know I basically can already wear this as a bandana, but for dogs there is something that is better. After I cut this triangle, I'm gonna fold it in half again, And I'm gonna trim, let's see if I can show you guys better here. And I'm gonna trim a line like this, okay? So, and the part that the bandana is the longer, I will fold it and trim a line like that. So, just cut the fabric in a size that is gonna fit your dog. And it's important you have a little bit, should be a little bit loose, okay? Because, again, think that your dog have a mind of their own, and they are gonna run around, and this might get stuck somewhere. So just make sure you got it. This is a little big for Kronos, but Kronos, sit down, sit, baby. Yeah. Then just put it around the neck. Wait. This is a little. Sorry. Sit down. Sit. Let this be. There we go. Just go around the neck like this, and I just do 2 loops, 2 like tie twice, and shut down. He has a cute little bandana. All right, so now one little less trick. If you have any, he's looking good, isn't it? And if you have a dog that has hairy paws, the very last trick is that it's important for them to have that paw clear. Because if they slide it too much, they can have bone problems and joint problems, okay? Imagine if you're walking and you don't have any stability in your feet, or especially if the dog lives in a hardwood floor, they will be sliding it, so they don't have stability, okay? They are supposed to have grip. And for that, with that said, one thing that is important to keep in between the maintenance of the grooming is the paws clean, all right? So let me get my clipper. When you usually get the happy hour, it comes with a 10 blade. This is a 15 actually, but it usually comes with a 10 blade. It's a very similar length. So just grab the paws, and you're gonna shave the top there, okay? Just to make sure that they don't have hair on their paws and they have good grip. And there's another thing about their paw pads is that if you don't bathe and condition them regularly, if you don't give them a good bath with conditioner regularly, they would dry out. Just like our lips in the winter and their nose, if they're not having natural lubrication and they're not being washed consistently, they're gonna dry out. So it's important for you to find a balm, or it can be even some coconut oil, that you put it on the nose and on the feet to make sure they're hydrated, okay? And that's the kind of thing that your dog can lick. It's a natural antibiotic, antibacterial, and you're gonna keep it hydrated and moisturized and shiny and beautiful, because you don't want them to have like the nose crackling or the paws cracking, because it can hurt, all right? So I think that's it. Does anybody have any other questions before me and Kronos go home? Right, baby? Okay, I'm gonna get you a treat. Let's see if anybody has any other questions before we leave. Where are your treats? I'm gonna give it to him later. All right then, well, thank you so much, everybody. Me and Kronos really appreciate everybody here watching, spending this time with us. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Andis. Thank you, Dog Until Post. It's been an honor to be here. And, sharing a little bit and helping every groomer to have their appointments on time, everybody to get their dogs' appointments on time, and how to put cute accessories and how to take care of their babies at home. So thank you, guys. Bye-bye.